All right, we're back. Cam, what episode is it? 32?
32.
Or 33?
I don't know. I'm going to keep saying 32.
I think it's 33, right?
You figured we'd check this before.
32 and a half.
We've done this like 8 times. Can I get a pulse check, please?
Bueller.
Mueller.
Hang on.
I heard from my friend's sister, who's friends with this guy.
I think it's 30. No, 33.
We're actually on 87.
33. Shout out Jason Veritek. Shout out Larry Bird. We got anybody else?
No.
I know Larry Bird and Jason Veritek. That's about it.
I don't know any other. I don't know. Was it Kevin Falk, number 33? Patriots?
Sure.
We'll say yes.
Can I get a check on that?
No.
Yeah, we're back. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate it. Not really a hell of a lot going on.
We're all idiots. Zdeno Chara wore 33.
Hey, you're right. You got a jersey, and you got like you definitely got a Zdeno Chara.
I don't know why you're saying
closet.
you all are idiots. Me and Sam ain't into hockey like that. You two buffoons should have known that one.
And I say Kevin Falk. Kevin Falk, number 33.
He is.
Where I pulled that from? God knows. I don't. Shout out Kevin Falk. But yeah, we're back. Not a hell of a lot happened in the baseball sports megasphere. We're gonna go with that. But some stuff surrounding the Sox did happen, kind of outside of baseball. But we'll dig into that because it makes me sad. I mean, yeah. So Red Sox brought in, or not the Red Sox, Fenway Sports Group brought in Theo Epstein as a special advisor position, right?
Yeah.
Something like
So
that.
special advisor position is seen as part-time, but the more reporting that came out, the more it really has been said that this is ownership's admission that they haven't been paying as much attention to the Red Sox as they should be. So Theo is going to be working for every team, but focusing mainly on the Red Sox.
Is it though, or is that just them saving face?
That's what they said, and that came out through Theo, I believe.
Take everything they say with a grain of salt.
Exactly. So, and then the thought process is that Theo was able to push Henry into doing things he didn't necessarily want to do, so spend money. So we will see how much money they start spending afterwards.
Well, because Theo's also on the commissioner's board, right?
Is he still? I don't know if he is.
I don't know if he still is. That's just the last position I knew that he held. I don't know if there's been anything else. I mean, it's cool to see him back. I think it's a publicity thing. I don't think it's going to change anything at all, to be honest.
Well, it's going to be hard now because say they go out and they sign Montgomery. That's going to be, Theo's already working. You know what I mean? Like it could be sorry, I was looking up if Theo was back. He is still on the MLB Commissioner's Board. But it could be, Breslow's been working for months and months and months trying to get this done. Breslow did it, but everything positive now is always going to be, Theo did this. Look what Theo did. And I feel bad for Breslow because that's the story that's going to be behind it. But
I think you got to understand the Red Sox got to do positive things for positive recognition.
You're right. Things have to be positive first.
Well, I think maybe the super base level fan would think that, but at the end of the day, it's Breslow's pushing the buttons with the agents and making the contracts and pulling it together. All Theo's doing is fucking pulling the little puppet string on John Henry's hand that makes him sign that check. That's in theory all he's doing is pushing him to actually get them to allocate the funds. That's all he's going to be doing.
It's also funny to look at. If you look at every team Fenway Sports Group owns, they all have some sort of problem right now. Liverpool and the Red Sox are the two teams that are crying about them not signing players, not spending money. I don't know what the hell the situation with the Penguins are. I just know it's not
Liverpool literally won the league like less than 2 years ago. So
I know, but their Liverpool fans are already bitching, and like Linda Pizzuti's out there posting pictures that she has turned comments off now because Liverpool fans are finding her yelling at her John Henry's wife.
Her name's Linda Pizzuti?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, that's a horrible name.
I need to look this woman up.
She's a horrible woman
for John Henry, though.
Shout out Linda Pizzuti.
Can I get a PIZZ
The part that makes me
UTI?
nervous is
Yes.
him, like what you said, how he's going to be working across all of the teams. Like that, if I would feel more comfortable if they were like, yes, he is going to primarily focus on the Red Sox. And I know I didn't see the report that he's going to, but the first one I saw was that he's working across all of them.
Well, I don't necessarily.
What
I
makes me
think
nervous.
having a guy like Theo doing that isn't a problem because Theo is a sports first guy. He's not.
Yeah.
He's not a financier. He's not some billionaire who just wants to get a buck. He's coming in because of his track record, because of his resume.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that simply means that he's going to make sure all of those funds get allocated properly to each team, which is how it should be. If you're going to own all these other teams, we can't bitch and complain that the Red Sox aren't getting any money to sign players and then have another team get shafted, right? Because it's a double-sided sword. It's got to go both ways.
We know the age gap between those two, right?
It's like 20
Like,
years.
29.
It's more than that.
Yeah.
I was going to say 30.
Almost 30.
Yeah. What? How old is John Henry? Like 80?
75.
Yep. So she's what? 46?
Yep, something like that.
Just like crap.
So she's probably really pulling the strings. She's like,
she's
hey,
40.
spend that
She's
money.
45, and John Henry is 74.
Yeah, so she's pulling the strings. Hey, don't spend that money so I can have it afterwards.
She's doing an Anna Nicole Richie. That's who did that with what's his face, right? Who was the Playboy guy?
Hugh Hefner?
Hugh Hefner, yeah. I think it was Anna Nicole Richie who was hanging out with. No, it wasn't Hugh Hefner. It was someone even worse than that.
OG
it was some,
Mudbone. Yeah.
It was some. I fucking hate you. Shout out OG. No, it was like some old guy who was a bajillionaire, and she was like in her 20s. She was like, I love him. And they were married for like months, and the dude was literally a skeleton while he was still alive. Like if they had sex once, he'd turn to a pile of dust. And knowing her track record, she probably would fucking snort it. So, anyway, moving on with Fenway Sports Group. Kind of along the same issues we're talking about money allocation. They just committed roughly $3 billion to the PGA in investment funds, basically, which to me is.
Could you imagine if we took $100 million instead of $3 billion, just $100 million?
I give you half.
Cody Bellinger.
I mean, yeah. But
that's not going to happen.
That makes too much sense. I haven't seen the ins and outs of why they invested or like where the value was, but to me, it's just that's why the whole Theo Epstein thing seems like saving face to me, and it seems like a distraction because they did it the same day that they like basically committed all this money to the PGA Tour. To me, it's like, oh no, we don't see all the money we just put in another place. We brought in Theo. You guys love Theo.
Yeah,
Theo's here. He's gonna save us.
You love.
That's what
Theo.
It feels like to me, and that's what I. As soon as I saw it, that's immediately what I thought of because I heard about the money thing like hours earlier. Yeah. So
the only thing I will say, going back to the Theo thing, is the small glimpse of hope that we have is that Theo actually wants to come in and get things going, and he wouldn't have made this deal to join them if he didn't think he could turn things around for the better for those teams. That's the only glimpse.
The problem with that though is he could join the team with those intentions, but that doesn't mean that Henry or Warner is going to give him the power to make those changes.
And you're right about that, but I think he would have. I don't think he would have joined if he didn't think he would have. If he didn't get confirmation that would be the role he's coming into. I don't think he would have joined just to join.
They did say too that he's going to have significant input, but like Sam said, he could go to the table and be like, "Hey, we should do this."
Exactly.
And John Henry could be like, "No."
How much of your money is in this, Theo? Yeah. None. Exactly.
Speaking of money, I just Googled it. How much do you think Fenway Sports Group is worth?
Billions.
It's a fuckload of money, isn't it?
$9.81 billion.
Yeah, I was going to say like $10 billion. Yeah. And they're hoping on a return in investment from the PGA on that.
It's ranked number 3 from 2022 in most valuable sports empires.
Yeah.
What do they have higher?
Yankees
The LA,
and
the LA one.
No, it's Yankees. I saw this earlier. I
Cronky
just can't think of it.
Sports and Entertainment.
Is it
which
the
are
one that
like
owns the Dodgers? It's like
Uh,
Magic Johnson and
This one: Rams, Colorado Avalanche, Denver Nuggets, Arsenal FC, Colorado Rapids.
Yeah.
And then number 1 is Liberty Media, which owns the Braves They literally own Formula One.
I think they formerly owned the Braves because the Braves went public like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, this is from 2022, so that was
So that makes sense.
They went public because I actually own stock in the Braves.
This Liberty Media owns part of the number 2 ranked sports empire.
That would make sense if you're, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. If Fenway Sports Group just needs to.
For $40, you too could own part of the Atlanta Braves.
Especially, you know what pissed me off even more? We forgot to put this in the agenda, but this is very relative to what we're talking about right now, is one other team in the AL East sold this week.
Oh, yeah, the Orioles.
The Baltimore Orioles get purchased, and within 48 hours, you know what they do? They go out and trade for maybe the best pitcher in baseball.
I guess that's the only thing that happened in MLB this week, but the Red Sox easily could have matched that trade.
Yeah, it's massive. But that also shows that people are like, it's just the ownership, how much you think that they can do. That shows you right there. That shows you that they're willing to make a greater money commitment, even if it's through a trade. Like, holy shit! Like, it's not even that trade was pitiful.
Yeah, well, the Brewers basically got a pack of bubble gum and some sunflower seeds in return. They got Joey Ortiz, DL Hall, who's the number 34 pick.
DL Hall had a good year last year, but he's not
Corbin Burns.
Go ahead, Cam.
With all the middle infielders we have and all, we couldn't have matched that fucking deal.
Yeah, go 1-for-1 with one of the 9 infield prospects that we have.
Yeah.
They would have probably taken Valdez and a reliever for him.
It's not that they can't, it's that they don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't want to spend it.
Well, because the main reason, what I was going to say before, the main reason why this happened and why the Orioles got such a good trade in for him is the relationship between Corbin Burns and the ownership of that team has been horrible since his first arbitration hearing, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
He's basically wanted out since then, and they were at the point where basically you either deal him now or the longer you wait, you don't know where the value is going to go, and he's either going to be a free agent or you got to wait till the trade deadline. You might be in a playoff push, then you hold on to him, then you get nothing. So it's like a weird in-between area. So it was a move they had to make.
Well,
they had to get rid of him, and it opens up cap space for them. They traded him outright, so the Orioles are paying for him.
He was the one that they came out. They essentially told him, "Yeah, we don't see you as an ace," right? That was
They told him after the year after he won the Cy Young, they told him he wasn't worth what he asked for in arbitration.
Yeah,
and it wasn't even absurd. It was like $14 million or something like that. Shohei Ohtani got how much in arbitration his first one? Well, I think Juan Soto beat him. I think Juan Soto just got like $31 million in arbitration or something, which is the highest ever.
Mm.
Congrats, you won this. Ooh, can I get paid this money? No.
Arbitration hearings are the most bullshit thing in all of sports. There should be no hearings. They should have a council that there shouldn't even be negotiations. It should be a number that is calculated point blank and sent out, and that's what you get.
I think they should put the player and the owner in a room and lock the door and fight to the death.
100%. Yep.
Well, the Red Sox players be getting paid a fucking shit ton. Henry might be dead by now if they did that.
Might be.
Imagine Cassis versus Henry. They got to put a TV camera.
Put Henry in there with a toddler. Put Henry in there with a toddler and a wiffle ball. Not even a wiffle ball bat. Put him in there with a wiffle ball and a toddler. It's game over.
What bothers me with some of the hearing, not like the Corbin Burns ones, that's just outrageous. But the ones where you see this player asked for $1.8 million. The team only wants to pay him $1.725.
Oh, dude, that
just
shit.
Pay him the fucking $1.8.
That shit is so absurd. And I've done research to try to figure out why they do that, and there's no reason. I think it was Kevin Kiermaier, his last year in arbitration. Pennies. It was $20,000. And what happens is if you can't reach an agreement within arbitration, that's when you have to go to a hearing with arbitrators.
$20,000.
Over
That's
$20,000.
That's a glizzy and a beer at Fenway.
Literally. I've spent $20,000 in my life probably at Fenway Park. Let's be honest.
It's fucking.
It's so stupid. Like even like the fucking, I don't know, the fucking Rockies. Like you can't make an excuse for $20,000.
No,
It's just not there. Like just pay it.
Yeah.
Especially for like a guy who's legit. Like you get $20,000 in an inning and a half of baseball just through like fucking vendors and shit. Like sack up.
an inning and a half. You might get that in the first three outs.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You're
Probably
selling beers at $9 a pop. $9 a pop. 10,
$9.
11,
Where are you going?
whatever.
Yeah, I want to go to the
13
stand. You're
bucks a
going, dude.
pop.
Hang on a minute.
You know,
He's going-
guy?
Maybe
He's
at
going to the
Fenway Park.
sketchy guy down the street.
Yeah, I got a plug. Yeah, you know
Yeah,
that
he
you know
does.
that big guy Tommy that walks around with the sweat stain in his belly button the whole time. Yeah.
Hot dog.
Oh
All right.
shit.
One thing on the golf thing I wanted to touch on. I know I'm kind of the only one that's really tapped into pro golf, but right now, Live Golf is playing their first tournament of the year, and they're playing at the same time as Farmers Insurance Open, which is at Pebble Beach. And at the end of the first Live Golf tournament, Cam, I see the things. At the end of the Live Golf day, a dude shot the leader. I think it's Joel Neiman. Shot 1 under par and leads by 4 strokes. That's a joke.
Yeah.
Like that's all I'm gonna say is that is an absolute joke. You shoot 1 under par and you lead by 4 strokes.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
Yeah. That dude's still probably getting paid $100 million to play too.
It's guaranteed money with no cuts.
Yep.
Guaranteed money, no cuts. It's fucking fake golf. And quick little shout out. Happy birthday to the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. Is he with anybody right now? Is he a base coach for any teams right now?
I don't think so.
Rusty Kuntz. Rusty Kuntz, happy birthday.
Happy 69th birthday.
The golden birthday for Rusty Kuntz.
Oh. Yeah.
What you got?
Nope. I don't know. He's in a Royals uniform right now as a coach, as a base coach. I'm trying to see if he's still coaching for them.
That's a big asset for the Royals if they still kept him.
Oh no, he was there in 2008 and 2009. No, he's gone. He's done.
R.I.P. I mean, wait.
What?
That's his
No,
birthday.
he's not
Just
dead.
kidding. But yeah, you can take that next one on there, Cam. You're more of the you and Jerry are the hockey guys. So
Yeah. So Jerry, I'll actually toss it to you. You wanted to talk about the Bruins trade deadline?
I mean, we all know. I mean, Sam, like you said, me and Cam follow it more. And last year, the Bruins went free agency, spent a ton of money, got what they felt was needed to win a championship, and then we all know what happened in the first round. So, I mean, they have a solid team this year, but I think the question that I've heard thrown around is do they need to do what they did again this year that they did last year and go out, get some depth on the bench for the playoffs, or do they just rock with the roster that they have?
I mean, I feel like they're notoriously known for not making moves and have been for a long time.
Yeah, that's why it was so surprising last year. Don Sweeney did everything he could to set them up to win last season. So
it's the Edwards brothers, right? Kind of the money thing where they just don't want to.
Well, so it's a money thing, but they're
the
also
Edwards brothers. I forget what their names are. The owners.
Jacobs. They're
Jacobs,
right
sorry.
up against the
Jeremy
cap
Jacobs.
this year too. That
Yeah.
was the issue going into free agency is they couldn't sign all these big name free agents because they were so close to the cap already, and they had 12 positions to fill. That's why you saw players like Lucic coming back, and who else? Van Riemsdyk. They signed him for the league minimum. They had brought in these cheap veteran players. I don't think they expected to be as good as they are this year. They definitely didn't expect to be as good as they are this year.
no, I mean they're 31-9-9.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we didn't have 9 overtime losses?
Yeah.
I mean, I really
40-9.
think they have what literally no other NHL team has, in the fact that they have 2 all-star caliber goalies. They have 2 goalies that could win the Vezina Trophy.
There's a couple teams that have like solid duos, but they more so have like primary goalies that like
That's
they
what I
don't
mean. The
split
Bruins
as
have
much.
two dudes that literally
like,
could win the Vezina Trophy.
and they all like last season they played essentially, if you take out the playoffs, they played essentially the same amount of games each.
They're on track
right.
for this season too, to split the games 50-50 essentially, and they've said that at least the last time not Cassidy, Montgomery was asked, he said, yeah, we're going to ride this all the way into the playoffs and through the playoffs, which I can't stand that idea. I hate that idea. So
I like to
bouncing
keep 'em
back
fresh.
and forth in the playoffs.
yeah, but you're telling me, so teams are going back and forth in the playoffs, or they're going back and forth with goalies in the playoffs, right? What happens if Swayman goes out game 5, lets up 8 goals, and you have to pull him, put Allmark in? You go to Allmark game 6, you're going to go back to Swayman game 7, got to have it?
That's essentially what happened last season. Like they made the switch. I don't remember like from who to who, but they made the switch, and like that's what
I'm pretty
caused
sure
them
they
to
made the
lose that
switch in
first
game
round.
7. I think Allmark went all 6 in the first round, and then Allmark sucked. They said, all right, Swayman, here you go, have game 7, good luck.
Yeah, it's
we'll
kind of
see
a
where that
weird
got 'em.
thing, like mentally for the players.
Yeah.
Like between Swayman and Omar to kind of capacitate and kind of like internalize and figure out how you go out there day in and day out and like make it happen.
Yeah, I'm curious
feel
what that's like how far in advance of a notice they give to. I'm sure it's like you usually get the night, but like in playoffs, I assume that's got to be like a different animal.
Yeah, like
Well, especially like say you've been going every other, right? Like you're going off, but going back and forth. If a guy gets a hot hand, do you leave him in? But then you leave that guy who has the hot hand in, and then you got to go back to a goalie that's used to playing almost every day, and he hasn't played in 3 or 4 days. Yeah. It's kind of...
Not to mention, you're doing this whole thing where, say the guy split him 50-50, they play 41 games each. They're used to play one game, take a couple nights, extra nights off because the other guy's going in. Now it's, okay, you're going to play an entire series in a row, an entire playoff run in a row. That's just... You're not conditioning guys throughout the entire year.
Has the trade deadline happened yet for NHL or no? So here's the next question. You think they could deal one of those guys for some legit players?
I've genuinely come to the thought process of they should deal Swayman. Because he's been very open about not wanting to resign here.
And they've already said too, like last season, Don Sweeney was all for going all in. So we traded, like I just pulled up an article, like a lot of the assets the Bruins had, they traded away last year to get like Bertuzzi. Who else did we get? Hathaway, like those guys. So like this year, the true like top asset to get some good players back would be one of our goalies.
Well, and I think it's
2026 draft picks, but that's 2 years from now.
Well, I think it's as much as you complain about it, it's a good problem to have.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know
1,000%.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I mean, like, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
In the regular season, you could throw either one of them out there, and you know you're going to get a quality game out of it.
Well, the fact that you have Allmark was hurt for how long? He was out for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, normally your main guy goes down, you're like, all right, we got to rely on this backup until the other guy comes back. No, you're relying on another dude, like another.
Jeremy Swayman's like, hold my beer, I can do that too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's, like I said, good problem to have.
Linus Skidmark.
And Cam, you were right last season in the playoffs. It was Allmark games 1 through 6, and then Swayman in game 7.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Because I remember making the joke. I remember making the joke as it happens of, all right, Swayman, hope you're ready. Good luck. You've been sitting for a week and a half.
Yeah, because
that's fucked.
The first 4 games, the Bees were up 3-1. And then, obviously, we lost the last 3. 2 with Allmark and the last one with Swayman.
And let's not forget the last 3, they had a chance to win every single one of them. I think they had a lead late in every single one of them.
2 of them, Game 5 and Game 7, were both in losses in overtime.
Yeah, so.
The only 2 games that series that went to overtime.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if it's just series to series, or even if it's like, you split the series down the middle, but it's not every other. Like, there's got to be, like, if you go 4 games one guy, 3 games the other guy, or it's a tentative thing. We're going to start with this guy and ride him until he loses it. Like, I think they got to make a commitment going in if they have one. Like, going to the playoffs, this is our guy. We're going to ride Allmark or Swayman until he kind of sputters, and then we can go to the other guy and see if that works. But like,
You
I
know-
really think you got to commit hard to one guy.
You know
Yeah,
what I compare this to make a baseball analogy? How well do you think the closer by committee worked for the Red Sox the year they
Not
did
well.
it? So that's
Yeah, but the
essentially
thing is
same
they
thing.
weren't like, oh, who do we pick between Mariano Rivera or Trevor Hoffman?
Right. They had the opposite
exactly.
issue where they were all bad, but like it's still the same thing where the Bruins they have two great goalies, but if you have two great goalies that you don't know which one to play, you essentially have none.
I don't know what the hell is going on.
Lulu's
back
just
here.
making her own. She's really pissed off about this conversation right now. She loves goalie talk.
I don't even want to hear this bullshit no more.
She's like,
no, you
Bruins,
have
talk about
two
something
good
else.
goalies. It's tough to you come to the playoffs because you need one guy to be hot. Really.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very curious to see what happens before the trade.
That's the other thing too, right?
Very
Like,
curious.
it's like any other sport, right? When you, like, say baseball, you got a guy who plays every day, and you go into the playoffs, and that guy's heating up right at the right time, and like your team's heating up. You have certain guys that are really hitting their stride going into the playoffs. How much can a guy catch fire when he's playing every other game?
Yeah. And
It's something to be said for that, where you can't really get in a groove.
Look, I invite the Bruins to prove me, and I'm not the only one that's come up with this idea. Everyone's saying it, but prove everyone wrong and go into the playoffs with two and not have the issue happen where you get to Game 7 and start a guy who just got blown up 2 days in a row.
Right.
Prove us wrong for once. I think you're really catching lightning in a bottle though if you do
I think
it.
we should just bring back Patrice Bergeron and put him in goalie.
Bring back Tuukka.
Give me. No, I'm going deep cut. See
When
if
he
Cam
came back last season, we lost all those games.
see if Cam
Patrice.
and Jared remember Hanu Toivonen.
Yeah, give me him. I do remember him. Give me him.
Like the early
Yeah,
2000s.
like, I want him.
Tim Thomas, where are you?
He's in
Where
Probably
are
in some
you?
bunker somewhere.
Yeah, he's
won.
probably in a doomsday bunker for sure.
Oh,
You want to talk about
probably
some dude that went off the
1,000%
deep end.
is.
Yeah, it's all right.
He comes out for the Bruins alumni events and then goes right back in.
Screw it.
Damn.
They have to send a letter to him via pigeon just to make sure it gets to him.
Fucking
What
pigeon.
about, the only other goalie I can remember from the Bruins is Yaroslav Halak.
Nah, you got shit. What's his name?
Yeah, we were at the game. He shit his pants in net, and he had to go to the locker
Oh,
room.
yeah. In Colorado, that's right.
You got Malcolm Subban.
Oh, yeah. What happened
What
to
that
him?
guy's up to?
Last I saw, he was playing in Dallas, I think, but I don't think he's
Working
playing.
at a
really.
local Walmart.
You had Andrew
PK
Raycroft,
retired,
too.
right?
PK.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
on
thought so.
NHL Network now. Or
Oh,
not
God.
NHL Network, TNT for hockey.
Try not to listen to these guys talk
Because he's
about
on there
hockey.
with he's on there with Wayne.
Try not to.
Regress.
I'm glad Chris got it.
TNT. Try not to listen.
To listen. All right. Next up, I get you guys again. Football stuff. You guys can take that. Not my cup, but I'll add my 2 cents.
Patriots
Yeah.
coaching hires. Christopher.
What is this thank you on the agenda?
That was
that
for
was me.
rusty cunts.
That was for
He's just
Shan
thanking
bringing
you
up.
for your service, Chris.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so we can touch on the Bill Belichick thing, him taking out the full
full
ad in the
Yeah.
Boston Globe.
I cried.
We were talking about it a little bit. It just everything kind of makes sense for him being done.
Yeah.
Like there's really I think the only coaching job left is Washington.
Nope. They
No.
filled it.
They're all gone.
There's
Oh,
there's
did they?
no
So
head coaching
everything is
jobs open
filled?
right
They're
now.
all taken. Yeah.
You don't think he might sit out this offseason or whatever, do whatever he wants, and then maybe try to pursue one next year?
I think what happened is he went to Atlanta. Really, he thought he was going to Atlanta. They interviewed him a couple times. Eventually, went with whoever else they went with. And I think after everything closed, he must have done a look in the mirror type thing and realized it's just time. He's 70.
Why not? He doesn't have shit to prove.
The only thing he
just
wanted is
doesn't.
an ego thing. He wanted to break the record, but
Yeah, but I
He-
think at a certain point in your head, you got to be like, that's not what I did this for. Like,
exactly.
really, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, you know what I mean? He did it for championships.
Yeah.
He has the most championships, doesn't he, as a head coach?
He does.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And
Nobody-
there's all
who gives a fuck about winning regular season games at the end of the day? They say it about
Look.
regular players, and they go into the Hall of Fames on every single sport. Nobody gives a fuck how you play in the regular season. It's about how you perform in the playoffs and how many championships you've won. That's my take on it.
I hope someone close to him grabbed him and said, look at the last 5 years. Yes, it was not all your fault, but you did a lot. Like, explain to him, look, you were the GM for the Patriots for the last 5 years. Look at the tailspin they're in right now.
Yeah.
Do you really want to go to another team and risk? Because at this point, if he went to another team and sucked, it would have tarnished even more. Because they'd be like, "Oh, look what you did! All it was Brady." That's already being said. Is no, it was Brady. It wasn't him.
Yeah, I'd like to see him in an analyst position because the dude knows football like at the fucking back of his hand. He's not the most exciting guy to listen to talk just because of his monotone voice. But you listen to what he's talking about, the dude's a genius. He really is.
Best line in the ad that he took out. You may have even enjoyed my fashion sense press conferences, or maybe you just tolerated him.
He was always self-aware, and that's why I liked him.
So Sam, you said monotone too. Did you see him during the Patriots Hall of Fame induction?
No.
It was completely different Belichick. He was not monotone. He was lively. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It was a complete 180 from his press conferences.
It's like when he was on College Game Day. It's in like they do the helmet thing where they like what's his name? Lee Corso. Like, chooses
Whoa, not so fast.
Yeah, he chooses what team like Belichick put on the
helmet on.
Yeah, from 1940. But like you would never, as Patriots fans, you would never expect Belichick to do something.
Well, I think that's him getting older. I think you get older, you lose a little bit of that edge. I think he's starting to realize he doesn't have to be that guy anymore. I think he's as beloved as a sports figure in New England as anyone.
Yeah.
All time Bill Belichick chirp moment was when they were playing the Ravens and Derek Mason was chirping him. And he just goes, just shut the fuck up, Mason, would you? Let's talk after the game.
My other favorite moment was we were playing the Jets and we were up by like 30 something points, and he purposely kept taking delay of game penalties.
I do remember.
And Rex Ryan's throwing a hissy fit on the other side of the field.
He was standing over there with a little grin on his face too. He was like.
And even the commentators are like, look at Belichick, look at him.
So, do you guys remember when the Patriots were in Detroit, and there's that clip of him walking by the two kids with their arms stretched out? So, another story came out. Apparently, those were actual Patriots fans, but they were brought to the game by someone who worked for the Lions and told they had to wear Lions gear. So they were like wicked upset about it. And Bill found out about it. Apparently, he sent him like signed Patriots memorabilia.
Yeah, I saw that. He called the kids and stuff like that.
So it's little stuff like that Bill, just go off into the sunset. You won year 6. Leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the most interesting things he ever did was that it was when he talked to, like, they recorded the whole thing where he's talking with Nick Saban, like in Nick Saban's office. That was super dope. And then when he did the thing with like Tony Dungy and like those other coaches, and they just like talked about the best players they'd ever seen, and like they broke it down. Like I think the only guy I really remember them specifically talking about was Ed Reed, but the way that like he broke down how good Ed Reed was so interesting to listen to. Like I could listen to him talk about shit like that all day long, and I'm not even a football guy.
I want him and Saban to start a podcast. I don't want him to do broadcasting. Just you and Saban go in a room in front of a microphone for an hour a week.
Just bring on other coaches.
Yeah.
And just talk.
Yeah.
You literally have two of the greatest football minds.
It'd be cool to even have them like talk with like coaches from other sports too. Yeah. Like legendary coach. Like bring in like Phil Jackson.
Bobby
talk
Knight.
To those guys. Bobby Knight just die?
Yeah. Fuck.
I think he literally just died like within the last couple.
Not that guy. The only other funny thing that would be with Bill is put him on a TV show with Rex Ryan, because they have the ability to just piss each other off.
Yep. No, definitely died. Died in November.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I knew it was pretty recent.
I'm gonna take that one on the chin.
I mean, still, but all time, probably my favorite college basketball coach ever. Dude was a freaking animal.
Yeah, throwing chairs across the floor and shit.
Bob Huggins.
God.
From Virginia.
Bob's a piece of shit, to be honest.
Not really.
Fuck that guy.
All right, what else we got here?
Can't talk about football a week before the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl without
Yeah.
talking about the Super Bowl predictions.
I hope that Brock Purdy absolutely lets his nuts drag across the entire state of fucking Missouri and all over the Kansas City fan base.
Aren't they playing in Vegas?
I thought you were going to say you'd like to see him drag his nuts across Taylor Swift. And I was like, I think there's a paywall behind that video. But
No. Cam, did you just say isn't the Super Bowl in Vegas?
Yeah, where is it this year?
Yes, you fucking half a meatball. Do you know
Yeah,
where
so why
Kansas
he
City
laying
is?
across? Yeah, but no, he can't. He got laid across Vegas. They're not playing in Missouri.
it's a metaphorical nut drag.
Yeah,
care.
he's basically saying they can't get with the program.
Don't care.
The hands of America. Let me try this again. America is in the hands of Brock Purdy.
I have all the confidence in the world in Brock Purdy.
I have none.
Yeah, I would say I don't. It's not that I don't have confidence in Brock Purdy. It's just the Chiefs. Just like
Fuck the
That's
Chiefs.
how I am.
Brock
It seemed
Purdy,
like
Brock Purdy legacy game.
it literally seemed like Travis Kelce was just like in the regular season, like, yeah, I'll show up and play. And then the playoffs started. He was like, all right, I'm here now.
Yeah,
Like, he
'cause
literally
probably
took
started
over the
sleeping
game.
in his own room again and fucking didn't have Taylor bothering him.
Jesus Christ.
Did you see that he can't? So the Grammys are this weekend.
They're
tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight, and he couldn't go. So Jason Kelsey went in his place.
Yeah.
No, he
You know
did
what
not.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I love Jason Kelsey so much.
And he came out. He was like,
Literally.
"Don't worry, Taylor. Kelsey will be there. I'll be there."
Like, I listen to their podcast a little bit here and there, and it's just for him.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
Travis
same.
Travis is okay. Like, I don't like.
No,
hate him,
I don't
but
even
Jason,
listen to it for them. I listen to it for the fucking Jason's two daughters. They're
they're
so
so
fucking
funny.
funny.
Yeah, they're so funny.
New
Hear that podcast, something we
news.
forgot to talk about. That I guess Jason Kelsey wanted to bring back backyard sports.
Yeah, he's trying to see who has the rights for it, and he's going to try to buy the rights to backyard sports like backyard baseball and backyard football and bring them back.
I highly
He literally
recommend.
said it on the podcast. It was like, if anyone knows who owns these, contact
me
me because I
know.
want to buy them.
I
That'd be
highly
awesome.
recommend the documentary about Jason Kelsey. It's like you'll love him even more after.
He's just
watching
the man. He's just like a dude's dude. Like, he just.
And
Like, a bunch of
can we
people
just-
like giving him shit. They're like, "How is he wearing Chiefs gear?" It's like, he's supporting his brother, dude.
Yeah.
Go fuck
And he's
yourself.
retired now. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
Well, the two funny things are like during the Chiefs game, I guess his wife was like telling him, "You are not climbing through that window."
And he
he's
did
like,
it.
"Yes, I
Fucking
am."
watch
Well, did you
me.
see? You
He's
see
like,
the?
"No,
You see
you're
the?
not."
You see the picture
Yeah.
of him like with his arms up and everyone else is smiling. You just see his wife's face and this little tiny like cutout behind people's shoulders, and she's just like just completely straight face. That woman must be a saint.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
And then
one of the
you know what? You know what aggravates me about the whole Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey thing?
Oh boy.
How many posts I saw with the time calculations of how
She could
how
get there
she
from
can get
Japan.
back from Japan if she leaves like at this time from the wherever she's performing.
she
to get
playing
to
in
the
Japan?
airport.
She's
gonna
playing
be
in
there.
Tokyo.
She's opening
Saturday
her
night.
tour in Japan, and they're like, it's a X amount of hour time difference. If she leaves at this time, she can get to the. It's like, oh my god, who cares?
So is she
Well-
not going to be at the Super Bowl?
No, she will be.
Who knows? Mathematically, she could be.
All
there,
right, that's the
but
first. So we got Super Bowl predictions. That's the first one. Yeses or no's.
What?
Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
I need some background on when this opening show is.
So
and
I'll tell
fucking-
you guys.
It's
I-
gonna be tight if
It
she
is.
makes it. I'm saying
it's
no.
gonna be like who was
Watch your
the-
fucking
oh my God, why
reschedule
can't I-
it.
No,
Why
she
can't I
wouldn't do
think
that.
of
I don't
his
think
name?
she'd do that. That's not. She's a business person first. As much as
She's
you
gonna
want to
fly
hate
in
on
like
her.
Doug
The crazy
Mirabelli
thing
on
is,
the
is
helicopter.
all the
Yes,
people going to the
that's what I was
concert.
thinking. Yes.
All the people going to the concert would
couldn't
be like,
think
"Oh
of
my
his
god,
last
we
name.
totally understand."
Did you hear it? Jared goes, "What was that guy's name?" I was like, "What is he gonna? She gonna fly in like Doug Mirabelli on the helicopter?"
The Nevada State Police are going to escort her from the airport to what's the stadium?
She's gonna
called?
land on the
Allegiant
field
Stadium?
at halftime, so she can be there for the second half.
Yeah, she's actually.
Jokes
coming
on
out
us.
at
Imagine
halftime
she
show.
came out with.
Jokes on
Imagine
us,
she
she's
came
actually
out with
doing the
Usher.
halftime show.
Imagine she came out with Usher.
All right.
I feel like
That'd
that's
be
conflict of interest.
crazy.
Can't do it.
So
Yeah, probably.
Chris, you ready?
Yeah.
Because I have it right here. She's performing. Her performance
we're
is set
talking
to
about
end
this.
11 p.m. Saturday in Tokyo.
Sorry.
That's 6 a.m. Saturday in Vegas.
6
It's a-
a.m. Saturday in
6
Vegas.
a.m. Saturday in Vegas.
Okay.
It's a 13-hour flight
Okay, so
across the season.
it starts at 6 a.m. Saturday, so you figure it's done.
No. It ends 6 a.m. Saturday.
Okay, so
but when's her next show after that?
I have no clue. They haven't gotten
I think
to
it's
that
like
part.
a couple
That
days
is
after
Sunday.
that. I think it's a few days after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if it's that big of a difference, she won't be there.
Because I remember saying
she's got that's like 36 hours.
I remember it seeing like because she owns a private jet. You have to imagine she owns a fucking private jet. So she'd be out of her performance 11, get to the plane by midnight. So 7 a.m., 13-hour flight. She'll be there Saturday night. She's gonna be at the game Sunday.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
she's
no
gonna
shot.
be there.
Saturday the 10th, and then she's in Australia on Friday, so she has plenty of time.
Yeah.
So that's 15-hour flight back.
She gonna be at the game.
Yeah, she's at the game. We got to deal with
If it was East Coast, it'd be different.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you figure her show ends at 6 a.m. Saturday. So even still, she could take a couple hours, get on a plane, say she leaves at fucking 10 a.m. Eastern Saturday.
Why even take a break? She's gonna get on a fucking private jet. There's probably there's probably like a hotel room in the fucking private jet.
Whatever. Regardless, hop on a plane. How long's the flight? We said
13 to 15 hours.
She's making it with ease.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if she's got a fucking deal with the NFL that would require her to be there. Honestly, at this point.
And her jet, it's like Air Force One, and then next step down, Taylor Swift's private jet.
I think she has several jets. I don't think it's just one.
Yeah.
All right, can we stop talking about this? So I'm going to say she's there is my official guess. I'm going to say yes.
Same.
I bet she's there.
Same.
All right.
Okay.
Actual game predictions. What do we got?
San Francisco 49ers 27-24.
I have the Chiefs with the exact score 27-24.
I didn't do a score. I just think the Chiefs are going to win.
I'm going to say 49ers 31-27.
Let's rock.
It'll be within 4, at least everything that we got.
I wonder what the actual spread is.
I was just going to say
2.5.
Is it 2.5? It's
far
that
off.
close?
Damn.
Wow.
So a field goal.
Chiefs are favored, I believe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That doesn't make sense, but okay. Are they just favoring them based off of momentum? Because of all statistics would say the 49ers should be favored.
They're favoring them based off of Patrick Mahomes. I'd willing to bet. Just that it's unfortunate to say
it's the modern Brady effect, kind of.
Oh no, San Fran's favored.
Oh, okay. They are.
I saw Tom Brady actually had a beautiful statement about when I don't know where he was interviewing.
I did hear this. I forget what
they asked him. They asked him about they're like, what do you think about all the Mahomes comparisons that he's the new Brady, this, that, the other thing. He was like, nothing he can do will take away from what I did in my career, and nothing that I did will ever take away from what he does. He was like, he's a great quarterback. I'm friends with the guy who trains him. I told him good luck, but there's we have 2 separate careers and we very briefly overlapped, which it was super brief.
Yeah.
They're also 2 very different eras of professional football.
So
all I'm saying is too. You know who fucking beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? Tom Brady.
You know who's undefeated against Patrick Mahomes?
Tom Brady.
Pretty sure Brady is. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
They only played maybe a couple. They played in 2019. I think Mahomes was a rookie. That's when the Patriots beat the Rams. I'm pretty sure they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship in Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. It was a super close game, if I remember right. I think my dad was there.
Just while we're talking about Mahomes, Brock Purdy actually outplayed Patrick Mahomes this year. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Mahomes didn't have that crazy.
Threw for 100 more yards, 4 more touchdowns, and 3 less interceptions.
Yeah, Mahomes is
on 100 less completions.
But the thing is they're saying Mahomes had attempts. The fact that they're that's Mahomes is down year, and that Purdy had a great year, and that's all that separates them is kind of gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're split down the middle, Niners and Chiefs. Obviously, we're all pulling for the Niners.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%.
I'll openly admit I want the Chiefs to lose every Super Bowl they go to.
Yeah.
It opened at -2.5 or 2.5. What's the spread? It's down to 1.5 now.
Wow. Holy shit.
Coin flip at this point.
Yeah, it's a pick'em.
So, that just says people are putting money on the Chiefs.
What are the actual odds for each team?
San Fran is minus 125 and Chiefs are plus 105.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So that's not actually a true favorite. Do you think anything within 175 on either side is considered a pick 'em? At least in fighting, that's what it is. Yeah, nope. I know in fighting they consider that a pick 'em. If you're like basically under 200 on both sides, it's virtually a pick 'em.
Either way, the odds are at least saying it should be a fucking good game. That's what I'm hoping for. It's a good Super Bowl.
All right, well, we're going to do our Mount Rushmore based on the most important part of the game.
Yes.
We're doing our Mount Rushmore this week on the greatest Super Bowl halftime performances of all time.
I just got an idea for the next Mount Rushmore, but I'll save that for later.
Don't spoil.
I won't.
Cam, I'll give you the floor because it was me and you that kind of came up with this the other day after the pod. So I'll let you take it away because I know our number one, I believe, is the same.
Yeah. So
yes,
in no particular order, but 1-1 is Prince's halftime show.
Yeah, Prince is the peak. Prince is the peak.
Above and beyond.
Jared, do you have Prince too?
I have Prince on my list.
All right, so we all have
Mount
Prince.
Rushmore, but it's on the list.
You got Prince. Right. Okay.
And then I'm
actually highlighting green which ones we agree on.
Okay.
I went Prince, then Lady Gaga.
I also had Lady Gaga.
Her performance was electric.
I also had Lady Gaga.
I didn't have Lady Gaga.
I went back and watched it. I liked, after rewatching it, the Bruno Mars and Red Hot Chili Peppers one. That one, I just liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I thought that was a good one. And then Michael Jackson's. That was just where he was on top of the scoreboard.
All right, well, I'll go because mine is 75% the same as yours. I have, like I said, no particular order. Round one, pick one is Prince. Then I have Lady Gaga because what's that?
I know one of Sam's. I guarantee it.
What the other one is?
No, go ahead. I want to see.
Well, 3 or 4 of mine are the same as Cam's. So Lady Gaga, don't like her music, but like absolute electric factory. That show was insane. I had Michael Jackson, like I believe it was at the Rose Bowl, and there's the clip where all of a sudden he just like pops up on top of the fucking scoreboard, and everyone's like starts freaking the fuck out. Like that shit was electric. And then the last one I have that Cam did not have, like one of the most iconic moments I think in like Super Bowl halftime show history is U2. When you have in 2001, I forget what song they're playing, but Bono is singing and basically steps away from the microphone and opens his jacket, and it's an American flag because it was a couple months after 9/11. Like just, and the show just in general is fucking amazing. I think it was where the streets have no name, I think was the song they're playing, but I just love U2. Then I had 2 honorable mentions. I had Dr. Dre, and I just put Dr. Dre and Company. It was Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, Eminem. It was just like an epic show. I think Kid
should have saved his honorable mentions for after we got to do ours.
Well, Cam didn't say any, so I don't know. But
now you're taking away our whole list.
Well, you can talk about it. And then the other one I had was Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake, just because that's when Justin Timberlake basically flashed Janet Jackson's titty to the whole world. Anyways, those are my honorables. Those are the ones that came to mind. So you guys take it away.
You want to go, Jared, or you want me to go?
I'll go. So just my whole list, my top one, and I don't listen to this type of music to begin with, but the Dr. Dre one last season, like I like that one. Just the whole like setup, the order they came out, like that whole thing. I really like.
I feel like for our generation too, like that was music from when we were kids. So like, I mean, Snoop Dogg's a little bit older, but as far as Dre and Eminem and 50 Cent, like it was like the nostalgia factor, which I think is the first. That was the first show I remember seeing that had a nostalgia factor.
The fact that Snoop Dogg was told he can't wear a blue bandana.
And told that he couldn't crip walk and wore a blue bandana and crip walked.
No, he wore a blue suit. Blue bandana.
Oh, yeah. And then he crip walked. Fucking legend.
He's like, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah, I mean, Snoop Dogg.
I do what I want.
Forever.
This is... I mean, now I can say older, but the Chris Martin from Coldplay, the Beyonce and Bruno Mars one.
That one's pretty good, too.
One. I just like Coldplay, so that's why.
Yep.
And then my last three, same one, Prince, Michael Jackson, and then one that I don't remember seeing, but I've seen like clips from is Bruce Springsteen in 09.
See, I'm just not a big Bruce Springsteen guy.
So I like Bruce Springsteen, so that's why I kind of liked it.
The boss.
I think he's like a savage. I mean, I went to see him over the summer, and he did not stop for one break at all. I thought he was going to croak on stage, but
yeah, he's fucking old.
He is old.
He's very old. Very, very old. But yeah, those are mine.
All right, Christopher.
Respectable.
Before we already said that you have on your list.
I have one different one, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I had Prince. Prince obviously is on there. So that was my number one, hands down. My number two was the Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick, and 50. Number three, I had Lady Gaga. And then number four, hot take here, I had Katy Perry's performance in 2015.
Oh, God.
I did.
With the whales.
That's it.
We're done.
I did.
God.
Cut the
show.
big
Chris is
golden
officially-
lion.
Chris is
The big
officially
golden
the,
lion.
Chris
She
is
had Lenny
officially the
Kravitz,
left shark.
Missy Elliott was there.
No, you know what?
Chris
likes
is the
seeing-
left shark of the
God.
Bush League
He
boys
likes seeing
now.
the fireworks coming out of Katy Perry's titties. That's all he wanted to watch.
It's a true story.
Yeah, well, you know.
So I was going to ask if we all had a unanimous decision on the worst Super Bowl halftime show, but apparently not. If Chris put her in his,
Yeah.
Ooh, I forgot one honorable mention actually. Rihanna.
Rihanna for the
for me,
Shakira and
I'm just.
what was the other one? Who was she
Shakira's
with?
hot, but her
and-
music just doesn't do it for me. Where Rihanna's music is good, and she's also like maybe a top 5 most attractive woman on like the planet. So that worked for me.
I respect.
Just saying. I'm trying to think of like other like ones that were just bad.
At least Chris knew his was a hot take. Like, at least he said that first.
Well, because we
which one
talked shit about
didn't-
it.
Sam, I know you said you liked it, but what I didn't care for was the one The Weeknd did.
I thought The Weeknd was dope.
The mirrors, I just thought it was stupid.
His was more
That's
of
the
like
one
a
he did on
production.
It was on the roof of didn't he do part of it on the roof of some building?
Yeah, some of it was like pre-recorded, and then it like comes back to him there.
Because it was a COVID.
Yeah.
That was the COVID.
But it was
year.
also kind of dope because he also used it to promote his new album, because that was when he came out with like the bandages on his face and shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know. I just thought it was
I
stupid.
like that one.
So predictions, how do we think the Usher's gonna go this year?
I think it's gonna slap.
I know like 3 songs, so if he plays
my
those
thing
3
is,
songs,
like-
I'll be
I hope he
happy.
sings like older songs.
Yeah.
Like
So-
more well-known songs, not like I couldn't name.
I mean, you can book being
Yes.
on there.
Yep.
Like have to. DJ's got us falling in love.
You can
Has
go
to be.
one and
He's
two.
gonna get all sentimental at one point and play "You Got It Bad." I know he's gonna. You got it bad.
Well, they always break it down at one point, and then it builds back up. So I wonder, do they have a line for how long that performance is? Do they have a line for that in the national anthem? They
Yeah.
usually do for the Super Bowl.
Who's singing the national anthem this year?
Reba.
Who?
I think.
Hell
Is it
yeah.
Reba? I think it's Reba.
Who the hell is Reba?
You know who
Fairly
Reba
certain.
is?
I've never heard of that. No.
You know who
You
Reba
don't know who
McEntire is?
McEntire is?
Tim,
Oh
you
my-
know you know Reba.
You've never seen the show
okay,
Reba?
No, never mind.
Oh
No, I
my
do.
god!
I do. Never mind.
Sitcom legend.
I was gonna
Reba.
say, dog, we gotta.
Never mind.
You gotta sit down and have a Reba marathon.
That's it's like knowing the show Roseanne and not knowing who Roseanne is.
Roseanne
Who?
Barr is a lunatic.
Who?
She is nuts.
Fucking nuts.
She is nuts.
She
but
for like a while
same premise.
she got in a bunch of shit because she would take a bunch of Ambien and then drink a glass of wine, and it would make her go fucking ballistic, and she would just fire off these tweets that were like a crazy person, and she did it like a bunch of times and got a bunch of shit for it, but it's really funny if you can find the tweets.
Oh god. Yes,
yeah,
it is Reba
so-
McEntire.
So yeah, Usher, I mean, I wish they did someone that was like a little more relevant right now. I just feel like it's a very random pick. Like it's kind of like going back and pulling it out, where like when they did Dr. Dre and Snoop and those guys, like they're still relevant, like in culture. Like I can't even tell you the last time I thought of Usher. Like just kind of
comes on my
I
Spotify.
think when I was at the formal last night at the party, I was talking to this guy, and I said, I came up on the spot, and this is on. I'm gonna live and die on this. You know who I think should have been the halftime show this year?
Who?
Creed.
So funny you say that because I was talking about that with Jill earlier. I was like, what are some of the best halftime shows we've seen? And she goes, Creed. And I looked it up and I was like, no, Creed did Thanksgiving halftime show.
Yeah, it wasn't Super Bowl
a couple years ago. But I was like, Creed.
That wasn't a couple years. That was like
2001 or whatever it was.
It was a couple years ago.
That's a couple.
2001. We were 4 years old. That's more than a couple years ago.
You know what, Jared? I don't need your negativity. All right.
I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest.
Still electric. I mean, you go out there and you give them the Super Bowl, like the amenities that a Super Bowl halftime performance gets, and how culturally relevant. Like, imagine they came out and then all of a sudden Nickelback came out with them.
Dog, I'd shit a brick,
brother. They would set the fucking world on fire. Did you hear who they're doing? Who's doing the halftime show for the Nickelodeon Super Bowl broadcast?
No,
they're doing the SpongeBob halftime show from the show.
I did see that.
I might turn over and watch that.
Oh hell yeah! That's probably going to be electric too.
So just to show how culturally insignificant Usher is right now, when do you think Yak came out?
2003.
Close.
4.
January 10th, 2004.
Oh, I missed it by 10 days. Fuck you.
He goes, fuck you.
You guys want to know who else is performing at this year's Super Bowl?
With Usher?
Yes. So, no. Just like in general, like whole festivities. Reba's got the national anthem. Post Malone is singing "America the Beautiful."
Oh fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! That shit's gonna be electric. I knew that actually. I forgot about that. That's going to be awesome.
Day is singing "Lift Every Voice and Sing." I don't know who that is.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
So is it like the new woke national anthem or something?
What's Post Malone singing again?
You don't know the
America
song?
the Beautiful.
Or the artist?
I don't know the song.
Oh, if you hear it, you definitely will have heard it.
Okay.
I'm more excited for America the Beautiful than the halftime show now.
Yeah, dude.
Just because that Post Malone.
Oh. I hope he plays the guitar too. I hope he just shreds it. Like, give me Jimi Hendrix when he played the national anthem to open up Woodstock in '69. I want some type of shit like that from Post Malone with America the Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And something tells me it's going to be
one of my favorite renditions.
Oh, here's another one. This is kind of a little spin zone. Oh, wait. I wonder if this is maybe what you were thinking for the Mount Rushmore for next week, Jared. Probably not.
I have two floating around in my head.
So who do you think who do you think is the best Super Bowl national anthem of all time? Because I got one. And it was last year's. I think Chris Stapleton last year was fucking unbelievable.
1,000%.
And that's not even just Super Bowl. That's the best national anthem I've ever heard, period.
Yep. Yeah, he did a good job last year.
And then I put like Hendrix up there and then Whitney Houston from years ago at the Super Bowl was great also. But Chris Stapleton last year, and then it pans to the fucking Eagles coach with like the tear trimming down. It just felt like a fucking movie, dude.
Yeah,
it literally felt like a movie, like how he's hitting the notes and they had the flyover. Holy shit! I'm gonna go watch that right now and then go fucking run through a wall.
Well, that's one way to end.
We got 3 minutes to let Sam go watch that. Go in the other room, watch it, and come back so we can see the tears rolling down your face.
He just comes
fired up.
The camera.
You just hear glass shatter through the window.
Share the screen so all the viewers.
You
can
see him running down the street through the window in his USA short shorts.
Yeah. I'm wearing nothing, just an American flag. You ever see the video of the dude in the Speedo with the American flag and the hurricane?
In the rain,
he's just fucking holding it. Yeah. It's going to be me in a blizzard the next time it hits. Fingers crossed, Punxsutawney Phil was right. I don't want no more snow.
Nah, fuck
yeah.
I just shout out my dog, Phil.
And then he knock on wood.
Shout out my dog, Phil.
I have another Mount Rushmore. I'm going to write these down before I forget.
All right, well, before we expose them, we got anything else? You want to wrap it there?
I'm writing them down.
Only thing I wanted
don't
to
expose.
say, are we, for next week, we're going to be a day late because of the Super Bowl? Figure we probably record
Monday
Monday
in the morning.
Short.
Or
Could
morning.
do it in the morning. Could do it in the morning or Monday. Doesn't matter. You want to plan on Monday?
Yeah, let's do Monday.
Monday record, Tuesday live?
Yeah.
All right. So next week's podcast will be a day late.
Day late, dollar short.
Engaging in day late. I mean, we don't make money off this anyways, so
that's true.
Yeah,
you should try and get like a sponsor so you can make.
We'll get Samori's to sponsor us.
We got to get a little bit.
Ray said that he would. Ray said that he would.
Sammys.
So let's get our subscribers up first, and then we can talk
about.
We
hit 50 subs.
We'll sponsors.
Yeah. All right, deal.
Aren't we at like 40 right now?
We are.
Yeah, let's get 50.
All right, Chris, go make 10 accounts real quick.
Quick.
Yeah,
All right.
sure.
You guys got anything else? Are we wrapping?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So we'll catch you next week for we'll catch you on Tuesday with the David Ortiz episode, number 34.
We'll forget by next week. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, 100%. I said it now. I'll forget it. Be prepared for us to ask in the first 10 seconds. We'll catch y'all on the flip. Later.
Peace.